It's Forms of Faith, and I'm back with another dream.
And it shall come to pass in the last days, saith God, I will pour out of my Spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams.
It is 7:37, and alarm went off around 4 a.m. for me to pray. And after that alarm went off, I fell into this dream and I fell back to sleep. It's as if, like, I was in this weird, I don't know, it was like this certain type of thing, like, I don't know, it's like if it was like a time traveling something or however, and it seemed like it was me and it was a few, like it could have been friends, it was a few dudes, it could have been like 3 guys, but we all seemed like we were younger. And we were like, let's do it, and we did it. We I guess time travel to like this parallel universe, because it's like where we were, we could see everything going, like as if everything was duality, and nobody could see us, but we can make an event in the current world. So if I was to try and say something to you, you wouldn't hear me. But if I was to hit you or make some waste, you would see it. So like that. So we went there one time, and then we went back. That next time we were getting ready to go, we were in a convenience store. And I remember I seen my sister, she had walked in, and I was trying to get her attention because I think we had been in there too long. And it seemed like things was going like real weird, like things were getting like real shady and real dark. And I was like, I told him, I was like, I think it's about time that we need to turn back around. And I made the water spill from the register onto my sister, trying to get her attention, but that wasn't going to do anything. And I remember being like, before I do leave, I was going to try to go to the cash register and see about the lotto to get a ticket so that I can, hit. But when I did, in like this doorway, it was this huge being. He was like I don't know, he had to be at least about 8 feet tall. He had on this long trench coat from his neck to his feet down. You couldn't see anything. And he had this humongous eagle on his could have been an eagle or a falcon, because it kind of looked the same, just their head looks a little different, but it was huge. It was sitting on his right shoulder, and he looked at so demonic, oh my God, and I knew we were in trouble, and I just knew he was standing in a way that we needed to go to get out. And this noise had an effect, even in the distance. And so we ran. All of us ran. We went all several different ways. And I ended up running out, seemed like in the midst of people and in the population. And it's like I was running in a middle of Total Recall. They had a bus station, but when you got on the bus and when it sped up, it flew off. There were people on tables having lunch, but they were floating. It was really weird. It was like being in the middle of Total Recall, Fifth Element, something like that. So I ran and I was trying to get people's attention. Can you see me? Can you see me? And I remember I was calling on Jesus. I was like, Lord, what have I done? What did I do? What did I get myself into? And I remember, like, I slapped one man that turned into a fight because he ended up thinking that the guy had did it, but it was actually me. And then I remember I did get on the bus thing, and they were going like around as it was waiting for people. It was like a really wide circle. So on the seat batches, once they get filled, once the whole thing get filled, it'll like close off and it'll go around, and then it'll fly off the little opening at the corner. And as I began to sit there, I was like, okay, I'm just a sitting duck waiting to get got. And I seen him in the distance. He was coming. And I just ran. I kept running. I went back out to where the people were sitting looking like they were having lunch and everything. And I ran across this lady. She was a black lady, and she had glasses on. She looked like she could have been like a psychic or something like that. And she was like, you trying to get away? And it's like she finally seen me. And I was like, oh my God, you see me? And she was like, oh, I see you, all right. And she was like, you trying to run away from him because he done spotted you, like, because I was in the world, like, traveling in between times and in a parallel dimension. So she was just like, and I was like, oh my God, she heard me calling on Jesus. That's specifically what I was saying. And if I'm not mistaken, that lady was like, he ain't gonna help you here. She was like, cause you got yourself here, you're gonna have to get yourself out like that. And she was like, I'ma help you. And she was like, you gotta keep running. She was like, and you gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. She was like, and once I keep going, I can't look back. I can't turn around. I have to keep going. Like, that was the way to get out. I have to keep going. And she was like, eventually, I guess I would come back into reality. So I ended up doing that. I don't know how I got back, but I know that thing kept being on me, and I knew I was in a dream. So what I did was, it felt so real, I actually opened my eyes. I wanted it to be over because I was scared. And when I went back to sleep, it was really weird because I started seeing like my family. Like, it was as if we were getting ready to get on these elevators, and when I opened up the elevator, then when I looked around, I seen the rest of the little tribe standing in like what could have been like an open area when you come into like a bigger, nice hotel. And it was so weird because it was like we were all going to the same places. It was like this gathering, like a family reunion, but it was like in this building. But the building was kind of like a nightclub because the lights was turned low, the lights wasn't really on, and it was just like the music was on, and it was just for us to dance. And it was really, really weird that I even dreamed about them because I was trying to dodge them. Then the dream got weird again because it was like me and my sister said we were going to go to my auntie Cookie house, and it's like her house is at this convenience store. And I'll never forget, it was a black Jeep out there, and it was the girl who they used to talk to or whatever like that. And I remember my sister was like, oh, this is why something. And then it was weird because we went somewhere and we tried to wait, and then it seemed like that same virtual effect was starting to happen again. I don't know if it was coming back because I went back to sleep or however, but I don't know what that means, what they're trying to say or what, but I know I was scared. Like, literally, this thing and the bird, it would fly and you would hear it, and he would come to see him in a high definition, like be his eyes at a distance. And that was just really weird. And then you heard him make a noise. It was just like a big weird noise. I don't know. So after I consider it for the portion of the parallels. I mean, I don't know what that means. I'm asking the Lord about it.
Thy word is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path. Thy word is very pure, therefore thy servant loveth it. Thy word have I hid in mine heart, that I might not sin against thee. This is my comfort in my affliction, for thy word hath